up, everybody? So if you're interested in a car that you wrench on more than you actually get to drive, this car right here, the EVO 9, is the perfect choice for you. So in this episode, episode 3, I'm going to show you how I stumbled through getting the turbo out of the car. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it didn't go perfectly either. I learned some lessons at the same time, and hopefully you guys can learn some stuff too. I want to give a shout out to my boy Nate, who he won the prize. Nate's a coworker of mine. I bet my coworkers that they couldn't find my YouTube channel, and he was able to find it within 24 hours. So hats off to you, Nate. Give Nate a like. Oh, one more thing, guys. I just want to let you know, and I'm sorry about this, but some of my data files got corrupted as far as the video goes. So in this video, I say I'm going to do some stuff, but it may look like the veterans out there who know what's going on or really know what's going on, you're going to notice that I skipped some steps. It's not that I didn't film it, it's just the data on the car got corrupted. So I'm sorry about that, and whenever that happens or we get to a part where there was supposed to be video but it's just not there, I'll put a little bit of text on the screen, and then you guys just read it and we'll go from there. But say the past 2 weeks we picked up some new subscribers, so I'm really excited about that. I want to say thanks to you guys who recently subscribed. Welcome back, and if you're new to the channel and you think that this is something that you may like, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate that, and let's just keep working on this car. I mean, I figure it's going to take us a couple months, so we'll see where it goes. It's as much of an adventure for me as it is for you, so thanks a lot, guys. Just blast this battery out real quick. I don't know if you can see it or not. Check out this rig I just discovered, guys. So, see this line in the top of the valve cover here? I think this is supposed to go to a catch can, but you can see somebody just hooked up some random pipe there. Just another rig that we got to deal with, but we'll put a real catch can in here, guys. We'll do it right, get it all together correctly. So now that we got the battery out, as you can see here, this is a battery tray. There's supposed to be 2 bolts in here, but there's one missing. I see this little, looks like a 10 millimeter, and this one's probably like maybe a 13 or a 14. Probably blast those out, and I'm sure this thing just pops right out of there, no problem. So we'll get that out of there. Two additional nuts right here, guys. They're 12 millimeters too. So those are the last 2 things holding the battery tray in. Bam, no problem. Alright, gonna take this upper intercooler piping off. This ghetto rig. Not sure about this rig right here, but we'll pull it off. I'm just gonna cut that in the middle. At this point, we're in uncharted territory for me. Like, I've never taken one of these cars this far apart, but you know, you can't just be scared of everything your whole life. Next step is going to be removing the radiator, so we'll have to drain it and disconnect all the hoses. So we're getting ready to remove the radiator. It's really easy. The main thing is the radiator has a fan on the back of it. There's 2 connectors that go to a control box. You got to disconnect those. We have the top radiator hose, and then there's one on the bottom which you can't see that we have to pull the clamps back on. It's simple enough. We have just these 2 brackets we got to take off with like looks like a 12 millimeter or 14 millimeter bolts. So let's get to it, and then we'll go ahead and take this overflow off too. That's easy enough, and we'll get that stuff out of the way. Now that we got the radiator out of the way, I gotta start getting this turbo ready to pull out. So my plan of attack is to take these 2 nuts off right here, and you probably can't really see it, but there's 2 bolts in the back there that just hold the turbo and the downpipe on. I think that'll be the easiest thing to do. But for now, we gotta take this O2 sensor out, be really careful with it. It's the O2 sensor that matters, that little one that's in the wideband of your car. Doesn't count for anything other than make you feel better. But so I gotta pull this cover off. I'm pretty sure there's a connector inside of here I gotta disconnect for the O2 sensor. And if not, we probably can just unbolt it and then bag it and tag it. Our 10-year-old Harbor Freight movie Magic Light just died on us, guys, so I guess I'm gonna have to see if I got a spare or something. Makes for a dark picture. We're back in business now. Got that cover off, so the wire runs up behind here, runs up the block, and inside of here it's just connected at this connector right here. So you just gotta disconnect this connector, then unscrew it, and then pull it out of the way. And I'll put that in a baggie and tape it up. You really don't want to damage these things. So we're ready to take off these turbo bolts and nuts. We're going to use a 14mm socket with a breaker bar, try to break them loose. Almost ready to pull the turbo here. Then I noticed we still got one coolant line hooked up, so just one little hose clamp and we should be able to pull that line right off. After that, take these, probably take these bolts out and leave one of these nuts just to hold it in place, and I'll go underneath and disconnect the little hangers from the downpipe, and we'll go ahead and try to clear it. I'm not sure it's going to work, but let's go ahead and try that out. Alright, here we go, guys. Let's try to drop it out. Let's see what happens. So here's why the turbo wouldn't come out. The oil drain that goes in the oil pan, I totally forgot about it, but it's still in there, so we're gonna go ahead and take that off. Honestly, at this point, I think I'm gonna take the downpipe off separate. There's just two of these spring bolts that hold on, one right here. This is the one that's a pain, but actually right now that I have all this other stuff out of the way, it's not looking too bad. And then there's this one right here. Easy money, we'll just drop those out real quick. All right, so it's like 12 hours later now. Just got off of work, so working on the car here. The wife and kid are in bed. So like I said, I gotta take this downpipe off, so I hit these bolts. There's two bolts that hold it on. Hit them with some PB Blaster. There's one, and then the second one is right here. So now we got that downpipe out of the way. Here is the drain I was talking about. You see it goes right into the oil pan, and this is just where the turbo drains this oil after it goes through and lubricates the bearing and cools it. So these look like they're like some little 10mm, maybe 8mm bolts. They should come right out, no problem. Alright, here we go, guys. Let's try to drop it out. Let's see what happens. So at this point, we should have everything disconnected. We should be able to just take these two nuts off and drop it straight down. In theory. So let's see. See how this goes. Well, I do try to set up some things, but I really did want to try to take that turbo out through the bottom of the car. But as you can see, I ended up taking it out the side by the transmission, so I guess I learned something new. So as Cletus would say, the turf ski's out of the car. Let's take a look at this wheel right here. And as you can see, that blade on the right there, you can see that little nick right there. Looks like some hard went through it at some point, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. Just zoom out a little bit. And when we check for play in the shaft, we go left to right and up and down like that. I don't really feel anything. In and out, I mean, it's barely noticeable at all. And this car had 86,000 miles when we started doing this build, so this is the original turbo. I'm pretty sure that's within the specs. I'll double check, but this car, it wasn't really burning any oil or anything. No real noticeable oil consumption. I mean, a little bit, but I think that's pretty standard in a turbocharged vehicle anyways. But as far as I'm concerned, I think this turbo is fine. Alright, so there you guys have it. Turbo's out of the car. Thanks for sticking around and watching me stumble through removing that turbo. I learned a lot of stuff, and I hope some of you learned some stuff. The goal for next week's video is to have the transfer case removed, the axles, all that stuff, the subframe. I'm going to show you guys how to do that, or at least how I did it. So hopefully you stick around for that. Videos right now are scheduled to come out every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be on the lookout for that. I don't want to put out too many videos because I'm worried I'm going to run out of footage and I'm going to be waiting on parts or something like that down the road. Like right now, the film is rolling really well. I got lots of extra footage, but I know there's going to be a point where we're going to be hitting a plateau to where there's not much else that I can do. So right now the goal is just one video a week, maybe one more that's not specific to this build, but maybe like an extra or something like that, like parts of a turbo, or who knows, you know, something that I think of along the way. So if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. If you're interested in following this build, please hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike, but at least let me know what you think I should do better for next time. So appreciate you guys watching. Peace.